There are women who move through life as though carrying something ancient, something older than time itself. A quiet awareness rests within them, an unspoken depth that separates them from the noise of the world rushing around. You can sense it the moment you meet them, though you may not quite understand why. Their energy holds a wisdom that no amount of study can reproduce, no experience can imitate. It rises naturally, like a spring that has been flowing beneath the earth long before this lifetime began. When you look into their eyes, you feel the echo of journeys taken across inner landscapes that most people will never even glimpse. Carl Jung once spoke of such souls, those who bear the wisdom of the collective unconscious. He believed that certain consciousnesses travel through many layers of human experience, carrying insights that no single lifetime could contain. These women embody that inheritance. They don't chase knowledge. They remember it. There are 12 distinct signs, subtle but undeniable, that reveal the presence of an old soul within a woman. She does not choose these signs, they choose her. She lives them because she cannot live otherwise, as naturally as water finds the path carved by ancient rivers. What you're about to hear may awaken something you've always felt but never named. These are not goals to achieve nor qualities to aspire toward. They are truths already resting beneath the surface of your being. Recognizing them won't create them. It will simply bring them to light. And once seen, they change everything. Before we begin, if this kind of deep exploration resonates with you, take a moment to subscribe to SYC Soul, like this video, then turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Share this with someone who carries quiet depth. They might need to hear this today. The first sign emerges as a hunger that no material comfort can satisfy. While others find fulfillment in success and accumulation, the woman with an old soul wakes each morning with a quiet question burning in her chest. What does all of this mean? It isn't a hobby or passing curiosity. It's as vital as breath. That question, what does all of this mean, becomes her constant companion. It whispers through her mornings and lingers at night when the world grows quiet. She seeks not the surface of life, but the undercurrent beneath it. To her, everything love, pain, joy, loss must lead somewhere deeper. She doesn't live just to exist. She lives to understand. This yearning makes her different, sometimes even misunderstood. People around her might call her distant, overly reflective, or lost in thought. Yet, what they can't see is that she is conversing with something vast and unseen. Carl Jung believed that such individuals are attuned to what he called the self, the part of us that transcends the ego, reaching into the collective wisdom of all humanity. An old-souled woman often carries this connection quietly. She can stand in a room full of laughter and still sense the sorrow unspoken in someone's heart. It's not magic, it's empathy sharpened by countless lifetimes of listening. Her intuition doesn't shout. It hums softly, guiding her to see truths that others overlook. But this sensitivity comes with a cost. She cannot tolerate falsehood, pretense, or shallow pursuits. The masks people wear exhaust her spirit. She finds solace in solitude, not because she dislikes people, but because silence allows her to return to herself. It's there, in the stillness, that her inner world comes alive, a realm where dreams speak in symbols and feelings become languages older than words. Jung described such inner experiences as messages from the unconscious, invitations to know the soul more intimately. The woman who listens to them learns to trust her inner compass even when logic disagrees. She has no interest in following the crowd. Her path winds inward through shadows and revelations. If you've ever felt this pull, this need to understand what others overlook, then you might already be walking the same road. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from, and whether these signs resonate with your own experience. If you feel that connection, it's no coincidence. Perhaps this message has found you for a reason. And now, as we continue, you'll notice the second sign, one that reveals itself not through words, but through energy. You can feel it before she speaks, that calm, grounding energy that seems to change the air around her. Wherever she goes, chaos softens. People feel safe near her without knowing why. It isn't charm or charisma in the ordinary sense. It's presence. She doesn't try to control or impress. She simply is. Carl Jung once said that when a person integrates their shadow, the hidden, rejected parts of themselves, they become whole. The old-souled woman carries that wholeness like a quiet flame. She has faced her own darkness, met her fears in the mirror, and learned not to run. That's why others feel peace in her presence. She has made peace with herself. When she listens fully. No impatience, no rehearsed responses. Her attention feels sacred, as though she's hearing not just your words, but the space between them. That's because she knows what silence costs. The years of misunderstanding, the ache of not being seen. She will never let another feel invisible if she can help it. But this gift is also our burden. To carry such empathy is to walk constantly through other people's emotions. Crowded places tire her. Loud, meaningless conversations drain her. Sometimes she withdraws not out of arrogance, but out of necessity, to recover her inner balance. Solitude is her medicine, yet she never becomes cold or bitter. Even when hurt, she forgives easily, not because she's weak, but because she understands that pain is often the language of the lost. Jung said that every person projects their unconscious onto others. She sees that truth clearly. When someone lashes out, she recognizes it as a reflection of their own shadow, not hers. Still, she feels deeply. Every loss, every goodbye, leaves a trace. Her heart remembers, even when her mind tries to move on. But she transforms sorrow into insight. Her tears become understanding. Her loneliness becomes compassion. That is her alchemy, turning pain into wisdom. If you've met someone who carries this calm intensity, or if you recognize it within yourself, stay with me. Because the next sign reveals an even deeper layer, something that connects her spirit to the rhythm of the universe itself. There is a rhythm she follows that others cannot hear, the silent music of intuition. While the world rushes in straight lines, she moves in spirals, trusting invisible threads that guide her to where she needs to be. Jung believed that intuition was not fantasy, but a higher form of perception, a voice of the unconscious speaking through subtle impressions. The old-souled woman lives by that voice. She senses things before they unfold, often without knowing how. A sudden thought, a chill, a moment of stillness, and later it proves true. People may call it coincidence, but she knows better. Her awareness runs deeper than logic. It isn't superstition. It's ancient knowing. She feels what is hidden because she herself has learned to live in hidden places, between thoughts, between lifetimes, between worlds. She can walk into a room and immediately feel the tension that no one speaks of. She can meet a stranger and sense the story behind their eyes. This isn't to say she knows everything. Rather, she feels everything. The boundary between her inner and outer world is thin, almost transparent. Because of this, she's drawn to symbols, dreams, and mysteries. Jung called dreams the language of the soul, and she speaks that language fluently. While others dismiss their dreams as nonsense, she writes them down, studies them, follows their patterns. She knows that the unconscious never wastes its voice. It speaks in images that reveal what reason cannot. Sometimes this deep sensitivity can feel like both a gift and a weight. To feel so much means she must also learn to protect herself. Energy, unseen yet powerful, affects her profoundly. That's why she chooses her surroundings carefully, values quiet spaces, and avoids people whose presence feels heavy. Still, she does not withdraw completely. She understands that her purpose is not isolation, but illumination, to bring the unseen into the seen, to help others remember what their own souls have forgotten. Her intuition becomes her service, her awareness her light. Are you beginning to see glimpses of yourself in these signs? If these truths echo in your heart, stay with me, because what comes next reveals why her wisdom feels timeless, as though it was written in her before she was even born. It is said that wisdom does not come from age, but from the willingness to learn through pain, and she has done exactly that. Every wound in her life has been her teacher. Instead of hardening, she softened. Instead of building walls, she built understanding. Jung believed that transformation occurs when a person accepts their suffering as meaningful, as a necessary part of individuation, the becoming of the true self. The old-souled woman lives that truth effortlessly. She doesn't run from heartbreak. She studies it. Each loss, each betrayal, becomes a mirror reflecting something she needed to see within herself. This is why she rarely blames. She knows that people act according to their level of consciousness, and she refuses to let bitterness claim her spirit. Her strength lies in acceptance, not the passive kind, but the kind that blooms from insight. Her perspective on time itself feels different. While others rush toward the future or cling to the past, she moves with a kind of quiet patience. She understands that everything unfolds when it must. Jung once said, "What you resist persists." She has learned this deeply. That is why she lets go of people, of control, of the need to understand everything at once. She trusts the unfolding. You might notice that such women seem older than they are, not in face or form, but in presence. They carry themselves with a serenity that defies explanation. Their laughter has depth, their silence has meaning. They can speak about life and death in the same breath, not from fear, but from familiarity. They have met both before. Sometimes the world calls them mysterious or hard to read, but in truth, they are transparent. It's just that most people do not yet have the language to read such clarity. They speak through essence, not performance. And though they may appear alone, they are never lonely. The universe itself seems to accompany them. If these words feel like they're describing someone you know, or perhaps the quiet strength within yourself, stay close. Because the next sign will uncover the secret thread that connects her heart to something eternal, something that neither time nor circumstance can touch. What connects her to eternity is not belief, but remembrance. Deep within, she carries an awareness that she has walked this path before, maybe not in body, but in soul. It's as though she remembers lessons that others are still struggling to learn. Jung often spoke of the collective unconscious, a great reservoir of human memory, an archetype shared by all. She seems to have effortless access to it, drawing wisdom not from books, but from the timeless whispers that move through her dreams and reflections. She speaks in symbols without realizing it. The moonlight through a window, the sound of rain, the flicker of a candle, these are not just images to her. They are messages. Her heart translates them into understanding. She knows that meaning is not found in the outer world, but woven through the patterns of the inner one. This connection gives her a rare kind of peace. While others question their purpose, she moves with quiet certainty that life itself is the teacher. She doesn't need all the answers. She only needs to stay awake. To her, spirituality is not a performance or a label. It's a way of being. She feels the divine in the smallest moments, in laughter, in grief, in the pause between two breaths. Because she sees the eternal in everything, she loves differently. Her love is not possession, it's recognition. When she cares for someone, it's as if she's known them long before this life. It's a love that sees beyond the surface, seeing not who someone is today, but who they are becoming. That kind of love can be frightening to those who are not ready for it, because it asks for truth, not illusion. At times, this deep awareness isolates her. She often feels like she's living between worlds, too awake for the ordinary, too human for the mystical. But instead of resisting this in-between space, she learns to dwell there gracefully. Jung once said that the task of a lifetime is to make the unconscious conscious. She embodies that task with every breath. And as we approach the final signs, something extraordinary begins to emerge. A realization that her journey is not just personal, but part of something larger, something humanity itself is evolving toward. What begins to awaken within her is a sense of purpose that feels larger than her own story. She starts to see how every moment of pain, every quiet victory, has shaped her into a vessel for something beyond herself. It's not ambition that drives her, but a calling, subtle, persistent, almost whispering from the depths of her being. Jung described this as the individuation process, the soul's unfolding into its fullest expression. She lives it intuitively, often without realizing what it's called. She becomes a mirror for others. People find themselves opening up to her, sharing truths they've never spoken aloud. It's not because she demands it, but because her presence feels safe. Judgment dissolves in her company. This too is her purpose, to remind others of their own wholeness. Her wisdom does not separate her. It connects her. Yet she rarely seeks the spotlight. In fact, she moves quietly through life, uninterested in recognition. The old-souled woman understands that truth needs no advertisement. It radiates naturally. Her power lies in subtlety, in the way she makes others feel seen, not in how loudly she speaks. Like Jung's archetype of the wise woman, she knows that influence flows not from control, but from understanding. Still, this journey is not without its trials. There are days when she questions her path, when the world feels too loud, too careless. But even in those moments, she senses an unseen hand guiding her forward. It's as if the universe itself keeps weaving her life into meaning, even when she cannot see the pattern. That faith, quiet and steady, becomes her anchor. And in the stillness of her solitude, she feels something profound: gratitude. Gratitude for the lessons, for the people who came and went, for the pain that shaped her into softness. She no longer seeks perfection. She seeks presence, to live each day awake, aware, and in harmony with her deeper truth. If you've followed this far and felt each word resonate somewhere within you, maybe you too carry that same timeless spark. Let me know in the comments where you're watching this from. It's always a gift to know where these truths find their echo. Because in the final part, we reach the essence of it all. The final sign that reveals why such women, touched by ancient knowing, change every soul they meet. The final sign is perhaps the most mysterious and the most powerful. It is the quiet radiance that surrounds her, the invisible light that makes people pause without knowing why. It isn't physical beauty, though she may have that too. It's the energy of someone who has met herself completely, who has wandered through her inner darkness and returned carrying the flame of awareness. Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." She has done exactly that. There is no pretense left in her. She does not chase or compete. Her worth does not depend on validation, and her peace is not shaken by the noise of the world. She moves through life like a river, calm on the surface, deep beneath. Those who cross her path sense something ancient, something whole. Her wisdom doesn't come from what she knows, but from how she is. This kind of woman changes everything she touches. Her presence softens hardened hearts. Her words awaken dormant truths. She doesn't force transformation. She inspires it. People may not remember what she said, but they never forget how she made them feel. She becomes a mirror through which others glimpse their own light. Her life is not about escape from the world, but engagement with it, consciously, compassionately. She lives by intuition, guided by synchronicities that others dismiss as chance. But she knows there is no such thing as coincidence. Every meeting, every detour, every silence carries meaning. Life speaks to her in patterns, and she listens. And though she walks this path quietly, her journey is a service to humanity itself. Each insight she integrates, each fear she heals, ripples outward into the collective soul. Jung believed that when even one person becomes more conscious, the whole world shifts. The old-souled woman is that living shift, gentle but profound. So if, while listening, you felt something move within you, a memory, a recognition, a soft knowing, then this message was meant for you. Maybe you are one of them. Maybe you are remembering who you have always been. If this spoke to your spirit, subscribe to SYC Soul, like this video, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the next journey into the depths of the soul. Share this with someone who carries quiet wisdom. They might just need to hear this today. Because the story of the old soul never truly ends. It only deepens.